ready.
Okay, good morning. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Good morning. Calling the roll for the October 26th Board of Control meeting. It is 11 a.m. Dale Miller.
Here.
Nan Baker.
Here.
Trevor McAleer serving as alternate for Dan Brady.
Here.
Lee Tucker serving as an alternate for the fiscal officer.
Here.
Nicole English serving as an alternate for Mike Dever.
Here.
Lenora Lockett. We have a quorum.
Approval of the minutes from the October 19th Board of Control meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, I motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
This is Trevor, second.
Seconded by Nicole English. All those in favor of the approval of the minutes indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Minutes approved. Is there any public comment today?
No public comment at this time.
Okay. Hearing none, are there any tabled items?
No tabled items.
First scheduled item?
First item, BC 2020-577, Department of Public Works, recommending an award on a purchase order to Valley Ford Truck Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $361,747.44 for the purchase of 12 new, never-titled 2020 Ford F-250 Transit rear-wheel drive low-roof vans.
Good morning, Tom Pavich, Department of Public Works. This first item, we're recommending award to Valley Ford for 12 low-roof vans. This was a formal bid through OPD. It went to 13 vendors. We had 3 bid submissions. Valley Ford was the low bidder.
Oh, are there any questions on this item?
Yes, this is Dale. And I continue to be anxious about using CARES Act money for vehicle purchases. I can just picture the federal government in some audit down the road saying, well, you only use these vehicles for the coronavirus stuff for 1 year, and then we got a vaccine and things got better, and you started using the vehicles for all kinds of other stuff and not coronavirus, and you should be giving us a good bit of our money back. So my question is, can you say anything to ease my discomfort about this?
This is Nicole English, and I mean, all the guidance we have been given is that as long as the vehicles are in use by the end of this year, that there will not, be any required payback on any of the money that we use. So I would look to, I think last time Jared was on the call when we talked about vehicles from law, and he was going to look into it further. I don't know if he has any more insight from the law department. Maybe he's not on today. Again, we could circle back again, but every time we ask the question, we are told the same thing as far as them being used this year, that they're even if it changes in the future, their use, that there would not be a required payback.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any additional questions?
This is Nan Baker.
Go ahead, Councilman Baker.
Hi. Thank you. I too am concerned about that. Given this is October going into November, and we have November and December left of this year, and we're buying trucks that will last us for years, it does seem odd that the government would allow us to buy all these vehicles and not be accountable for them after this pandemic is over, which hopefully will be in the next 6 months or so. I would like to see, a ruling by Jared so that we have something from our legal department to back up what you have been told consistently is okay to do, just so we don't get into any difficulties you know,
Yep.
come mid next year or 2022 or 2023, when all this becomes, you know, in a rearview mirror, and we're not really even talking about the virus anymore. Is that possible to get that ruling from Jared?
Yes, I
Hold on,
can,
sorry, this is Jared.
Okay.
I hung up
Go
and I
ahead.
tried to hit unmute a little bit ago, so I missed a little bit what was before, Councilwoman Baker, but, yes, I was on furlough last week, so I will be working on this issue, after we get off this call, and then I will issue the opinion, for everybody involved. We understand the concern, and we wanna make sure that we're completely correct. I do concur that what I've seen so far does indicate that it is a permissible use under the act, but we will do all the due diligence, check all the boxes, and get that to everyone here involved.
Great. And before we make that purchase, can we have it pending the law department? I want the vote to happen today, but just pending that there isn't any extenuating circumstances that, you know, we now found that perhaps we didn't dig deep enough to recognize.
yeah, I think that's fine. It's just, again, we're on a time crunch here to get them ordered so that they're here by the end of the year. So, I mean, if Jared can get us that information in the next day or two, that would be great, so we could keep going.
Yes, I can
Okay.
definitely do that. I can definitely do
Right.
that in the next day or two. And then I have another unrelated comment, is that I do not hear any of this meeting on the live stream.
Okay, we'll work on
I'm
that.
concerned that we're not.
Just another point to make is, I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't look like the virus is going away tomorrow. So I do think we're going to be using these vehicles for this purpose, you know, probably through, you know, next year at least. So I think, you know, we're probably not in the end where we're only going to get them for a few days in December, and then we're going to start going back to using them for something else. I mean, I do think we're going to continue to use them for spacing our staff, at least through next year. So if that gives you any more comfort that there will be more use than just this year.
So, Jared, this is Trevor. To your point, are we, just not regarding the vehicles, but regarding the meeting, do we have to stop or pause?
Yes, but unless someone can confirm that they can hear it, and it's just my computer, we do need to stop because we're not broadcasting as far as I can tell from my computer, Trevor.
Okay,
And also on a computer that could tell us if they're hearing it or not.
Trying to get confirmation.
I just got a couple texts. I don't think people can hear either, Jared. I think it's not
Okay,
just me.
yeah, then it would be best if we could pause.
you can pause and I can call IT.
We'll pause pending IT assistance.
Thanks, Jared. Go on.
Yes, I am.
Just from a open meeting public notice approach, the agenda does have both the link and the call-in number. I don't know for the fact that since one of them is working properly, we're able to proceed, or does both the streaming and the phone number have to work?
As long as this call is available to everybody, then I'm okay with that. I think we should post it where we would normally post the video. Have just post the number for this time. As long as anyone who's interested can listen and it's available to them, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but both are on the printed, the
They're on
agenda that's posted.
Yeah, I understand that. So let's just post, if we can, the number and the call-in number to where we would normally do the live stream. And if not, we can just rely on the agenda. It would just be nice that the more access, the better. But if it's available and anyone can call in, and there's not a limit to that, then sure. Then it's still available to the public as long as we let them know. And if they're tuning in right now on the live stream, we can put this, please call this number to join. Because of what I'm afraid is they're not hearing this conversation, they're not hearing us discuss this.
Right. It's up there now.
Okay, we're restarting the meeting. It is now 11:31 a.m. We're taking a vote on BC 2025-77 pending law department approval. I make a motion to approve this item. Is there a second? Seconded by Mr. McAleer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2020-578, Department of Public Works, recommending an award on a purchase order to Valley Ford Truck in the amount not to exceed $284,511.68 for the purchase of 8 new, never-titled 2021 Ford all-wheel drive utility police interceptors.
Good morning again, Tom Babbitt, Public Works. This is a recommendation of award again to Valley Ford. This is for 8 all-wheel drive Ford Interceptors. This was a formal bid through OPD, went to 13 vendors. We had 2 bids submitted, and we're going with the lowest bidder being Valley Ford.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Okay.
This is Nan Baker. If we could have, as we did in 577, that is pending approval that through law, that we are in fact able to use these funds to confirm what it is. I appreciate it.
Will do.
Great. I move to approve this item pending law department approval. Is there a second?
I'll second Nan Baker.
Councilwoman Baker. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2020-579, Department of Development, recommending an award on requisition 2085 and enter into a contract with Cleveland State University in the amount not to exceed $48,500 for evaluation of Skillet Business Advisory Services for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Good morning. Paul Fertig with the Department of Development. This is going to be the second annual evaluation that Cleveland State has done for our Skill Up program. The first evaluation was done under a different contract, which has now been completed. It's our intent to have ongoing evaluation work as a best practice when we're doing this kind of social intervention into business operations. The first year was a benchmarking year. It identified overall business workforce needs in the county, created a performance benchmark of current Skill Up clients, assessed the impact of the initial treatment by Skill Up services, and examined overall satisfaction of Skill Up clients based on the services they received. So in 2021, with this new contract, that Cleveland State will investigate further the business needs of throughout Cuyahoga County, and they go into more depth in terms of evaluating the effectiveness of the actions taken by our Skill Up program. Just one minor note, we would like to ask this item to be amended to show that the funding source is the HHS levy fund.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing none. Oh, okay.
I have a question on the funding source. So we're amending it to say levy dollars?
That's correct. The Skill Up program is supported by HHS funds, and in the first contract, there was a blend of funding, but the evaluation was paid for by HHS levy, so this continues to pay for the evaluation from the HHS levy.
Okay. I thought the Skill Up program, though, was fully funded, maybe I'm not correct, but fully funded by TANF dollars?
Again, I mean, we do in fact have Paul Porter in line from HHS. But the appropriation of funds for Skill Up is HHS levy funds. There is the ability to charge back some services to more restricted federal funding streams. It basically depends on specifically which persons are trained and whether persons that are trained fit the eligibility requirements for various federal funding streams. But the operation of the program overall, the staffing and operating costs are levy funded. Paul,
Is the value-
Paul Porter from HHS Contract. And I think to the question of what can TANF cover and what doesn't it cover, since this piece, the evaluation piece, isn't specifically tied to the direct service of a client, that's why it's charged to HHS levy instead. Does that make sense?
It does, Paul. So, thank you. Out of the total, remind me what the total budget is for Skill Up, and then out of that total, approximately how much do we charge back to TANF, or is eligible for TANF reimbursement?
We may need to get you that information, Trevor. I'm not sure we have that immediately available, but we can certainly get that and send it to you.
Okay, Paul, do you know that?
I don't know. We're going to have to coordinate with HHS. So, Carl, do you have that? I'm sorry.
Well, this Dan Bott, the total budget for Skill Up was $4.5 million over 4 years.
And do you know how much we are tend to be TANF eligible each year?
That information I do not have. For the most part, I don't believe that we put anything on TANF, but I've asked to follow up with you on that.
I appreciate it.
Email. We just
Thank you.
later today.
Are there any additional questions on this item? Hearing none, I move to approve this item with a funding source update to reflect the HHS levy dollars. Do I hear a second?
Second, Mr. Dale.
Seconded by Councilman Miller. All those in favor of approval indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Next item.
Next item, BC 2020-580, Department of Sustainability, requesting authority to submit a grant application to the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency in the estimated amount of $284,200 for the Cleveland Bike and Scooter Share Projects in connection with the Transportation for Livable Communities Initiative Implementation Program for the period November 1st, 2020 through June 1st, 2022, and B, submitting the grant award in connection with said grant application.
Hi, this is Mike Foley from Sustainability. Yeah, this is for a grant that we went to NOACA for the scooter and bike share program. We originally applied for this in 2018, and we thought we were going to use the money to kind of expand the current system, which was the UH bike system. But after we won the award, that whole kind of network or mobility system where you had a bike going to a physical dock and be locked up, don't make those bikes anymore, they don't make those docks anymore, and kind of the world went to this scooter model. So bird line and spin scooters kind of all over the place. But we've been working with NOACA and the city and bike Cleveland to kind of reconfigure how we would use the grant dollars, and we agreed that we could use the money for helping rebalance or create these rebalancing stations throughout the city and some of the first-ring suburbs. So that's what this money is for.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing no questions, I move to approve this item. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. English. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved.
Okay, moving on to exemptions, item BC 2020-581, Department of Health and Human Services, Community Initiatives Division, Office of Homeless Services, recommending an alternative procurement process on requisition 48737, which will result in an award recommendation to Lutheran Metropolitan Ministry in the amount not to exceed $2,231,638 for emergency shelter services for single adult men for the period January 1st, 2021 through December 31st, 2021.
Gillette, Office of Homeless Services, essentially this alternative procurement is being requested because these services have gone through 2 RFP processes within the past 4 months. One for a ESG DV allocation, and the second for the county Oklahoma Services own ESG regular RFP allocation. And so we're requesting an alternative, to really respect those 2 previous RFP processes through which LMM has been awarded over $2 million for emergency shelter services for single adult men, and enabling us to then get a contract with them for 2021 services.
Thank you. Are there any questions on this item? Hearing none, I move to approve this item. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved.
Moving on to consent items, BC 2020-582 through 583.
Take a moment to review the consent items. Are there any questions on the consent agenda items? Hearing no questions, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda items. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Miller. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item approved. Do we have any other business?
No other business?
There's no other business for consideration. I make a motion to adjourn this meeting. Is there a second?
We have to ask if there's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any public comment? Since hearing no public comment, I now make a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nicole English. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.